So lesson 26. My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. So let's drop in with that. My attack thoughts. Whose attack thoughts? My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. Mm. 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 My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. Mm. Mm.
My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. It is surely obvious that if you can be attacked, you are not invulnerable. You see attack as a real threat. That is because you believe that you can really attack.
Wow.
And what would have effects through you must also have effects on you.
Mm-hmm.
It is this law that will ultimately save you, but you are misusing it now. You must therefore learn how it can be used for your own best interests rather than against them.
Mm-hmm.
Adrian, would you like to read?
Sure. Because your attack thoughts will be projected, you will fear attack. And if you fear attack, you must believe that you are not invulnerable. Attack thoughts, therefore, make you vulnerable in your own mind, which is where the attack thoughts are. Attack thoughts are invulnerability, and invulnerability cannot be accepted together. They contradict each other. Someone else?
The idea for today introduces the thought that you always attack yourself first. If attack thoughts must entail the belief that you are vulnerable, their effect is to weaken you in your own eyes. Thus, they have attacked your perception of yourself. And because you believe in them, you can no longer believe in yourself. A false image of yourself has come to take the place of what you are. Someone else?
Practice with today's idea will help you to understand that vulnerability or invulnerability is the result of your own thoughts. Nothing except your thoughts can attack you. Nothing except your thoughts can make you think you are vulnerable. And nothing except your thoughts can prove to you this is not so.
Thick practice periods are required in applying today's idea. A full 2 minutes should be attempted for each of them, although the time may be reduced to a minute if the discomfort is too great. Do not reduce it further.
Anyone?
Number 6. The practice period should begin with repeating the idea for today. Then closing your eyes and reviewing the unresolved questions whose outcomes are causing you concern. The concern may take the form of depression, worry, anger, a sense of imposition, fear, foreboding, or preoccupation. Any problem as yet unsettled that tends to recur in your thoughts
Mm.
during the day is a suitable subject. You will not be able to use very many for any one practice period because a longer time than usual should be spent with each one. Today's idea should be applied as follows. Next.
So first you name the situation I'm concerned about. And let me stress, this is one of the most important lessons to learn because it gets you to look at your fear deeper than ever. It doesn't give you first glimpses of fear, it will lead you to the depth of the fear. So I warmly recommend, and feel free to make it longer than 2 minutes. It will be all fine. Let's start with I'm concerned about, and you fit in what concerns you. Then go over every possible outcome which has occurred to you in a connection and which has caused you concern, referring to each other quite specifically, saying, I'm afraid so and so will happen. It's very important to name it exactly like that. If you are doing the exercises properly, you should have some 5 or 6 distressing possibilities available for each situation you use, and quite possibly more. It is much more helpful to cover a few situations thoroughly. Yeah, I'll read that again. It is more helpful to cover a few situations thoroughly than to touch on a large number, as the list of anticipated outcomes for each situation continues. You will probably find some of them, especially those which occur to you towards the end, less acceptable to you. Try, however, to treat them all alike to whatever extent you can. And at the end, you always say, that thought is an attack upon myself. Would anyone like to do this?
Mhm.
Anybody has a concern of some kind?
I am concerned about reducing my work hours.
Beautiful.
I am afraid I won't have enough money to live where I'm living. I am afraid I won't be able to provide for my daughter.
Yeah. And then you said, that thought is an attack upon myself.
That thought is an attack upon myself.
And then do the same concern again. I'm concerned about.
I am concerned about reducing my hours at work.
I'm afraid.
I am afraid I'm afraid about losing control.
Mm-hmm. And that thought is an attack upon myself.
That thought is an attack upon myself.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. And you start again. I'm concerned about.
I am concerned about reducing the hours at work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid I'm afraid I will not be provided for.
Mm-hmm. And that thought is an attack upon myself.
That's all.
Mm. I'm concerned about.
I'm concerned about reducing my hours at work. I'm afraid nothing is coming up.
That's okay. It might come later. So let me just talk about this a little bit. So one thing that's really important that you also keep moving your head up and down. Sometimes we have mental fears. Sometimes we have more emotional fears, and sometimes we have a deep feeling fear. So the more you connect it to downward, the more you connect. And also it was beautiful how you took time. To take time, it's not about digging something out. It's just to see what surfaces. Yeah. I would say do just one concern at one period of practice. Don't do few. Just do it until it's done. There comes a time you might have a complete release. Because when you look at your fears, they disappear. It's only when they're unseen that they have effect on us. So that's the whole purpose of this lesson. And because fear is such a huge thing in our lives, this lesson is highly recommended to do 6 times a day. So there.
Carol, I go to bed shortly after this, and normally I've practiced it throughout the day before we meet. And I haven't really managed to do that today. So what would your recommendation be that I do? I'm going to sit for maybe 20 minutes with it now, and then surely I'll go to bed.
Sure. I see. You start with the lesson before we started?
Yeah, because it's nighttime here. So when I wake up in the morning, which was, I don't know, 6 o'clock this morning, I start then.
Why don't you continue like that tomorrow? Continue with that lesson tomorrow. And then in the night, you actually, this is how I always did. I read my lesson just before next day, and then I would use it the next day all day.
Ah.
So you're just shifting your times a little bit, like, yeah.
Yeah, that would work. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
That was like a bit of maths. Thank you.
All right, sweethearts, let's dive into depth. Close your eyes. And you can even do maybe one quietly in your mind. I'm concerned about, look at what you're concerned about. From one thing and constantly repeat it over and over. I'm concerned about so-and-so. I'm afraid so and so will happen. And then at the end you said, that thought is an attack upon myself. They're like prayers of insanity. Beautiful.
I found it helpful last year when I did this, that you can, I think we've done it before in our other group, where I am concerned about my body. I'm afraid I will go blind. And then you use that to start the next one. I'm concerned about going blind because I won't be able to read my book.
Right.
You know, and just follow it through.
I would say stick with one.
Yeah.
With one, and then do your blindness either afterwards and do the whole round on a blindness rather than changing the your original statement. I mean, you look, there's no rules, but I'd say I've really done this lesson to its utmost, and I understand sometimes you will have a new concern come up, but I would finish your round. I also had this idea that maybe on Sunday we'll have maybe a longer practice period where we can ask questions and we can just have a look at where is it blocking you, or where it's, if you have any troubles with lessons or not understanding something, where we could have a sharing time, a little extra time, just in case that will be useful to anyone. Would anyone be interested in something like that?
I would adore it, and I'm so grateful for your generosity.
Yes, please.
Okay. Yeah. So those that would not be interested would just stick with the lesson, and then you can go, and those who would like to stay on, we can do a little bit of, you know, looking into how it's going. A few people said to me that they could not understand the lesson, and maybe we can do that.
So this will be Saturday in Europe, right?
Well, it would just be afterwards, like same time as we are now. It would just start about now, but it will be Sunday.
It'll be Saturday in Europe. Yeah,
Saturday in Europe, yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
So that will be 8 o'clock. Oh, okay, I see. Thank you so enormously.
All right, beautiful people. Thanks for coming.
Thank
This is
you.
a really key lesson, so stick to it. 6 periods today, yeah? 6 practice periods. It's awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful. Thank
Right.
you.
Lots of love to you all. Mwah.
Mwah.
Have a wonderful day.
Yeah.
Bless.
This is the best part. Like,
It is.
Bless you all. So much love.
so much love. Bye.